Think we made it. We made it right on time. Literally, guys. We are here right now. Welcome to the Bellator weigh-in show. We're doing the full card betting breakdown as we go through all these fights live. Little new series. I wanted to try it out. We're live for it right now. We got the weigh-in started up for Bellator 261. Johnson versus Maldovsky. Just tune in. Smash that like button. We just saw Bobby Lee on the scales against Soren Bak. Shout out Bobby Lee for commenting on the full card prediction video. One of the dog plays. Soren Bak, 14-1. Unorthodox striker, good striker, Greco-Roman wrestling background. It's going to be a hell of a fight. I'm pretty excited for this matchup here. Soren Bak, 156. Prelims right here. We're looking at the face-off right now. Soren Bak versus Bobby Lee. Both guys came in incredible shape. I'm riding with the dog, Bobby Lee. As of right now, odds sitting at for him. Let's see what they're sitting at. Right now, the odds for Bobby Lee is plus 240 to minus 300. I'm going for the dog here, guys. I'm feeling this dog in this matchup. Corey Samuels coming up next. Lightning Wolf Corey Samuels. It's funny how they have Soren Bak as the first fight with the prelims, but realistically speaking, that's a much more high-level matchup. This one here, Samuels, he was like 1-9 as an amateur. He is 2-2 as a pro now. Granted, one of those wins is a disqualification. On the other side, you have a tough wrestler with a hot kick. You'll see him coming out in just a moment. Let me just fix these headphones up here. A hot kick. Shout out to him. He also replied to the DM. I asked him, how you winning this fight? By submission or knockout? He says he can see either, but he's leaning submission. He thinks Samuels will potentially shoot on him. Get the tap. So we'll see. Fresno State wrestling alumni definitely going to have a serious advantage when they clinch up, and I think they will early. And I'm saying Isaiah Hokit should win this fight in the first round. That's what I'm thinking here. Nice little face-off. Doesn't change my pick at all. Isaiah Hokit, he's going to dominate this fight. Let's see what the odds are sitting at. Isaiah Hokit right now, odds for him, minus 650. Huge, huge favorite. Huge, huge favorite. It's not even close, really. Jalen New Breed Bates up next. Cody Mathews up next. The order is totally different on our end. All right, they're getting them on the scales, getting the weights. $135 even for Cody Mathews. $135 even for Cody Mathews. Jalen Bates, nasty grappler. Seriously, going to be a really tough fight for Mathews to win. I don't see him winning it. I'm riding with Jalen Bates. He should dominate. Odds at the moment sitting at minus 450 to plus 340. Wow. Yeah, this is a bit of a mismatch, I feel like, here, guys. I'll be 100% honest with that. I feel like this is one of those mismatches. Serious level difference. We're riding with Jalen New Breed Bates. It's got to be Bates. And if you guys are just tuning in, smash that like button. This is the first ever weigh-in show that we've done as the weigh-ins are on live. So I'm really happy you guys are tuning in. Smash the likes. Let's get that algorithm pumping. Hit me up in the live chat. I'll be chatting it up with you guys through it all. And we're going to go through all the face-offs here, and then we'll talk more about the fights a bit more in detail, some potential best bets to play on the card as well. From Syracuse, Indiana. Shout out Pay-Per-View Dizzle in the live chat. What's up, my buddy? This man doesn't look great on the scale at all, but he's a good grappler. He's long. I did actually hit up his teammate who appeared on our show, Justin Wetzel, before, and he said that he's nasty. He said that he's pretty good. Still, I'm riding with Taylor Johnson. I think Johnson does win this fight. I'm not going to switch up the pick, but his teammate does have some faith in him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. Would Tim Johnson be a top 10 UFC heavyweight? Absolutely not. Maybe top 15, though. The card definitely has some newer faces to the game. Not everybody that is going to be super well known by the fans. Taylor Johnson and Lance Wright. He touches his hands. Now they're talking a little smack. I'm taking Taylor Johnson. I don't know why he's trying to be so sweet, bro. You're about to fist fight him. You don't need to be too nice. Tombstone Taylor Johnson. I don't like that friendliness, though. That worries me a bit. I don't know. I'm not liking that sweetness out of Taylor Johnson. John DeJesus versus John Macapa. The battle of the Johns here. DeJesus got a serious reach advantage. He's taller, but the grappling game of Teixeira is my concern. I think he's going to chain wrestle. I don't think it's going to be a super entertaining matchup. I think it's going to be very wrestling heavy, and I think we see a victory for Jean Teixeira. We'll see as they face off. John Macapa. John Teixeira, a.k.a. John Macapa, up on the scale here. Yeah, Bellator is going to be the move this week. We're doing the Bellator live stream tomorrow, so that should be pretty fun. Johnson versus Maldovsky. £144.7 for John Macapa. John Macapa in a good fight here. Exciting matchup for sure. Nice face-off. Height, not much of a difference. Reach in the favor of DeJesus by a fair amount. I think that Macapa gets inside, gets the fight to the ground, controls from there. And I see him winning this fight with exactly that method. So we'll definitely be riding with John Macapa to win this one. That's it for the prelims. I think that was all the prelims. We're getting to that main card. It's main card time now. This is what we're truly tuning in for right here, is these main card face-offs coming up next. Yeah, Bellator definitely has a lot more depth to it than, like, PFL has some good fighters, but they just have some issues. Consistently having some issues. That's Bellator's biggest issue. Or excuse me, that's PFL's biggest issue. Let's see. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Smash that like button. We need a 1FC game. I doubt they'll ever make it, man. And if they do, it's not going to be good. It's going to be like UFC 2010. It's going to be super strange. Christian Edwards, Simone Biyong here. Christian Payne Edwards and Simone Biyong. Biyong looks intense coming out here. He looks ready for war. As far as the odds for that last fight as well, I will bring them up. It was John Teixeira minus 225 to DeJesus plus 180. The Italian Cameroonian here. As far as the odds for this fight, you see for, where is his name? Did they not release the odds yet for this fight? Simone Biyong, though, is 204.5. We got to find the odds for this fight here. On the other side, Christian Edwards. Christian Edwards just does everything so much better than Simone Biyong. Like, yeah, Biyong has more fights, but clearly the more technical and well-developed is Christian Edwards. He's going to win this fight. Both giants, though. Very tall fighters, for sure. All right, Biyong is a plus 165 dog. Edwards minus 200. I think Edwards dominates this fight. He's just so much mature, stylistic-wise, compared to his opponent, Simone Biyong. Yeah, Carmouche is in the co-main event. They bow, and now they face off. They're about the same height, truly. I got Christian Edwards dominating this fight, finishing this fight, probably a submission, second round. Simone Biyong versus Christian Edwards. Now, Daniel Weichel and Keone Diggs. I want to see how Diggs looks on the scale here, because this is him fighting at 45, not 55. 9-0. See how Keone looks out here. Yeah, there's definitely a few notable enough fighters on this card. Keone Diggs making his way to the scale. Taking his shirt off, getting ready for war here. I'm excited to see how Keone Diggs looks out there, because this is a serious opportunity for him. Big step as far as competition. I mean, he's never fought anybody at the level of his opponent here, of Daniel Weichel. We'll see how he looks out there. We're going to find out very soon. And guys, smash that like button. The weigh-in show, new series, live. We're looking for at least some solid likes. So smash the likes if you're just tuning in. Let's keep it pumping. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in here to this live weigh-in show with Bellator 261, Johnson versus Maldovsky. Daniel Weichel, 145.5. Okay. Solid weight. Looks good on the scale, does Daniel Weichel. In very good shape. Ready for war here. Daniel Weichel versus Keone Diggs. Daniel Weichel versus Keone Diggs. Miles Jury versus Sydney Outlaw. See what this fight brings us. Sydney Outlaw. Sydney Outlaw ready to go. I don't have him winning the fight, though. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Smash that like button if you guys haven't yet. We got to get that algorithm pumping. New series, so obviously takes its time. But we're here for it. We're going through these weigh-ins. We'll talk about some of the bets to play towards the end. So a lot of action coming. Sydney Outlaw, he is the favorite in this fight. Minus 145 to plus 120. I like Miles Jury, the dog here. Miles the Fury Jury. Nobody on the scale so far has changed my prediction at all. Everybody looks decent on the scales. So good to see. Good to see. Miles Jury. Fury Jury. £156 even for Fury Jury. Coming in shape, normal look, doesn't look much different than he always does. They shake hands and they're ready to go. It's fight time, baby. Miles Jury versus Sydney Outlaw. I got the dog, Miles Jury. I think Miles Jury's technically superior striker, fights well from range. It's going to be Miles Jury. Co-main event time. Carmouche minus 195. The dog, Kana Watanabe plus 165. Let's see how this turns out. Jury versus Benson, you want to see again? Yeah, Dan Ige let us all down, bro. Dan Ige was a big letdown. But that is what it is. That's the fight game. Kana Watanabe. 3 knockouts, 3 submission. This is a good matchup here, guys. 125.25 pound for Kana Watanabe. Nice, nice. Liz Gorilla Carmouche. Carmouche is so physically strong. Her grappling is good. I've never really been a huge Carmouche fan as far as like stylistically. Like it's just not all that great to watch. In this matchup here, she takes on a tricky judoka female. We'll see when they face off. Both girls in good shape. Exciting matchup for sure. 6 by knockout, 3 by submission. Carmouche. 125.5 pound for Liz Carmouche. Liz Carmouche, ready for war here. They're facing off. Minus 195 to plus 165. We're riding Liz Carmouche at that minus 195. I think she wins this fight, physically stronger, better grappler, and I feel like Kana Watanabe makes so many mistakes. They're staring each other down. Yeah, we're riding Liz Carmouche. Main event time. Rod Tang was to make his MMA debut. I have no idea. It needs to be somebody that's not going to take him to the ground. 1 championship, man. And when they're in the States, when they give us the love, I do tune in. But when it's like all these weird time shows, I don't watch them. It is what it is. Maldovsky versus Tim Johnson. Main event of the evening. You bet on Watanabe? Hey, man, if you're feeling confident, go for it. At the end of the day, it's not impossible for her to be victorious. Guys, smash that like button, too. I appreciate you guys tuning in. The first ever live weigh-in show, so I have no idea what to expect as far as likes and viewership, but I would like at least, 50 likes on this thing. So smash that like button if you're just tuning in. We're going through the weigh-ins. We're at the main event of the evening right now. Valentin Moldavsky takes on Tim Johnson. Moldavsky's like a new breed heavyweight. He's slim. He's in incredible shape. He's a pretty strong favorite here at the minus 300 to plus 240. Team Fedor. Got to ride with the Team Fedor guy. See what he weighs in. 234 pounds. Maldovsky. I like Moldavsky in this main event. I think he'll style out in this matchup here against Tim Johnson. It's so weird they're doing this interim title fight, as I feel like at this point, like, strip Bader. He doesn't fight at heavyweight at all anymore. He hasn't fought at heavyweight in how long? I don't know. I'm just thinking they might have to say, hey, listen, buddy, game over. Tim Johnson always has that unique look to him. 260 pounds even for Tim Johnson. He's a big boy. It's huge. Bellator president Scott Coker there, staring him off. Interim belt, that's so interesting. I always wish for the interim belt they just did it a different color or something. Like, don't give him the real belt as an interim belt. Do it in, like, silver or something. I don't know. Valentin Moldavsky, minus 270. You can find them at plus 220. We're riding Valentin Moldavsky. Wow, is that it for the weigh-ins? The Bellator weigh-ins are so fast. They're over fast, quick. So smash that like button, guys. Yeah, you're not a big Tim guy. Tim, he can wrestle, and he's got a bit of sneaky power, but not technically sound, not even close to what we see out of Valentin Moldavsky. Not at all. Tim Johnson, he has a huge chance in that main event. Overall, we got a pretty interesting card here for Bellator 261. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see for Bellator them get the heavyweight division moving. I mean, Ryan Bader is holding that division hostage, so thankfully they did this interim belt. Still, an interim title doesn't have a ton of value. Bellator's heavyweight division has always kind of been their worst weight class, but we just saw the weigh-ins. Really, everybody did look in pretty good shape. I'm still thinking I'm going to do the weigh-in recap in a little while, but I do want to chat it up with you guys. This is more of a casual video, talk about what we saw, talk about the fights coming up. Jury versus Outlaw is the best fight. That is a great fight. That's the fight I'm most looking forward to, honestly, I would say, on the card. It's high-level action, and I really feel like Miles Jury is going to style out in this fight. Yeah, just that would have been interesting because Gaethje would have won the belt. But nah, they wouldn't do that. I feel like this card for Bellator is not terrible, but it's not their best work. I've seen a lot better. The bottom, John Teixeira, John DeJesus. I'm excited for this fight. As you guys know, I'm on Teixeira by a decision, but I do acknowledge DeJesus with those reach advantage definitely could be a potential factor in the fight, could be something difficult to deal with. Let me quickly pull up the best fight odds page. We'll get the odds up on screen here. All right. Where is it? John Teixeira versus John DeJesus. Minus 225, plus 180. Some of the props have released, thankfully. I think Teixeira wins by a decision. It's sitting around plus 110. I wouldn't bet it at plus 110. I just would rather lean towards maybe a parlay with Teixeira, especially if you find them under that minus 200 money. I'm going to ride Teixeira, but DeJesus definitely does have some striking opportunities when they start mixing it up on the feet. Then the next one is Taylor Johnson versus Lance Wright. You saw them kind of like Taylor Johnson was being sweetheart, and Lance Wright was kind of giving him a little attitude. I never liked that. You're about to fight somebody. You don't need to be their friend. You're better off giving them the finger and saying, let's go to war. That's just my personal take. Minus 275 is Taylor Johnson, a plus 230. I didn't love the body language, but I still am on Taylor Johnson to win the fight. Am I betting him? Really leaning towards no. I just have this worry. I don't like niceness in the fight game. We've seen it with Conor McGregor. When he got nice, he went to shit. So I think Taylor Johnson should pull it off. Both guys grapplers. I feel like Taylor Johnson definitely has fought the better competition and should be able to get a submission win. But Lance Wright is definitely game. Trains at Team Elevation. I've asked about him from one of his training partners, and supposedly he's pretty good. And not a ton of footage on the guy, but enough to see that he's decent and a grappling heavy style. And then you move on up. The next fight on the card, let's keep it pumping and moving here. Jalon Bates, Cody Mathews. I like what I saw from Jalon Bates. Huge size advantage. It's not like Cody Mathews is here to lose by any means. He's just terribly outmatched. Up a weight class. It's going to be a problem against a guy with the style of Jalon Bates. I mean, you got to just ride with Jalon. Like, it's not going to go the other way. I think it would be very hard for me to see him losing this fight against a guy as small as Cody Mathews. Let me actually pull something up here. I think, does he get the TKO? If you look on the side of Mathews, he is a wrestler as well, but I don't see it, man. I just feel like we are going to see Jalon Bates, and I think he's going to dominate. Second round TKO. Fight will be on the ground. That's how the fight's going to go. Betting-wise, right? Jalon Bates, minus 450, plus 340. I'm liking what I'm seeing for a Jalon Bates inside the distance at plus 163, plus 170. I think there's value there. Bates to win the fight. Inside the distance is the play that I like, especially as strong as a favorite as he is, and then like plus 163, plus 170. I do think he can get the TKO. If it was decision, plus 105, plus 100, it's more expected to be that, but I feel like the size difference is a substantial factor, most definitely. Let's keep it moving on up, though, and guys, smash that like button if you haven't yet. We're going through these fights in Bellator. Let me know. I mean, does this suffice as the weigh-in recap? Do you think I should just do this, or do I go and do another video? Because I'm not opposed to doing another full prediction weigh-in recap type video, because I know the beginning of this video, we were watching the weigh-in, so I don't know if people like that as much. Just let me know in the live chat. Let me know in the comments if you're watching later on, and I definitely can do up another video sometime later on today. We also got PFL, which we got to do some weigh-in stuff for, which I got to check when their live weigh-ins are. I might go live for that, might just do a recap. We'll see. Isaiah Hokit versus Corey Samuels. Samuels has a 2-2 record, but his real record is not nearly as good. The amateur, he was 1-9. A lot of losses on the ground. He doesn't offer much resistance. The takedown's going to be there for sure. Isaiah Hokit is a former Fresno State wrestler. This guy has a serious advantage when he grabs a hold of Corey Samuels. He definitely is going to, and he's definitely going to win this fight. I texted him personally on Instagram. He says he can see the submission or a TKO, but he's leaning submission. I'm going to think that he gets a TKO or submission. I like inside the distance. I think Isaiah Hokit is going to dominate this fight here. So let's see. Isaiah Hokit wins inside the distance, plus 140, plus 145. You can bet that up because I do think he gets the finish inside the distance here. There's definitely some good money to be made right now, and that's the benefit of these live ones, right? We're getting this out so early. Tim Johnson definitely leaned out a bit. He's still fat as they come, but he definitely leaned out a bit. Yeah, this isn't the best Bellator card ever, but it's all right. Hey, man, I appreciate you tuning into the lives, man. Smash that like button, guys. Let me know what you think of that thumbnail, too. That's a new thumbnail I created. I'm liking it, honestly. I feel like it's a fire look, that thumbnail. But let's keep on moving to the next fight on this card. It's Soren Bach versus Bobby Lee. This is the featured prelim of the night. This is a really exciting matchup. I'm pumped for it. I want to see Bobby Lee come through the dog. Shout out Bobby Lee, too, for commenting on the full card predictions. He knows what's up. So I do appreciate him, man. Soren Bach on the other side, the true Viking, awkward striker, definitely has a lot of striking skills and, you know, honestly, overall fighting skills. He's got a Greco-Roman wrestling background. He's unorthodox. But Lee is a scrappy dude, and I think he's a bit underrated. He's been in there with a good amount of competition. Definitely has some solid kickboxing, but wrestling is also where he shines. I think he's going to put the pace on Soren Bach and actually get him to the ground. Bach has been taken down by lesser guys than Bobby Lee, and I think Bobby Lee by a unanimous decision. That is my prediction. He's a plus 240, plus 250 dog. If you get Lee by decision, you're sitting almost at plus 500, plus 490. I like Bobby Lee by a decision. I think those are some of the best bets that you can play here. So yeah, I'm in, man. I like it a lot. Yeah, you like the thumbnail? I appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. We're growing, man. We're closing in on that 3K. I got a lot of things coming, working on a podcast, and I'm pumped, man. The new thumbnail's way better. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, man. It's a fire look. I love seeing that gold, man. I came up with that myself. I'm a Photoshop connoisseur, guys. I grind in Photoshop to try to come up with new ideas. But that is the prelim. So if I had to give you the best pick for the prelims, locks, Isaiah Hokit, Jalon Bates, definitely real strong confidence plays. Dog of the card of it all would be Bobby Lee. With John DeJesus and John Teixeira, the value is not all that great for a Teixeira victory, and he's in a tough fight. I still think he wins a decision. Maybe, you know, play him on a parlay that you're looking for more risk. Taylor Johnson should beat Lance Wright probably by a submission. The issue is I didn't like the body language at weigh-ins. I don't like when guys are very friendly to their opponents. I just don't think it's a good look. I don't like that his opponent was not being friendly to him and he's like apologizing. It's like, bro, you guys are about to fight. Don't even worry about it. So that's my opinion. Definitely gonna go best play on that if you're looking for a dog is gonna be Bobby Lee. I think play Isaiah Hokit and Jalon Bates inside the distance. I think there's a lot of value in both of them. Those are some of the best prelim plays. And let's keep on moving. We have Christian Edwards and Simone Biyong. I'm not all that pressed by Simone Biyong. He makes technical mistakes. He's a bit sloppy. Christian Edwards, only 22 years of age. How crazy is that? He's a tall dude, 6'5", 78.5-inch reach advantage here. He just seems
aged beyond his years, whereas Biyong seems like a raw talent, but he's 30 years old. Christian Edwards is 22 and so much technically better. He's going to win this fight. I think he gets the submission in the second round. I do think he gets the fight to the ground. Biyong is physically strong, and in that first round, he's difficult to deal with, but I feel like Edwards is just technically superior and will find a way to win this fight. I am riding Christian Edwards. He's a very hot young prospect. He's got the body type. He's got the reach. He's got the height. He's got every factor to become a real player in the light heavyweight division as far as MMA goes. He's only 22, and I think sky is the limit for Christian Edwards, and I think he definitely beats Simone Biyong in this fight. As far as the odds for this one, Christian Edwards, where are you with Simone Biyong? We only got one prop out. Are you kidding me? They kill us with the props, man. These things just don't come out on time. Fight doesn't go the distance. Minus 245. Christian Edwards, minus 195 favorite. If you can find him inside the distance, I like that play as well. Potentially even a submission prop. But, man, not a ton existing right now, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving on up, though, to the next fight on the main card. Yeah, Christian Edwards is good, man. I pick him, too. Miles Jury, Sydney Outlaw. Good fight. Very good fight. Sydney Outlaw on one side, good grappling skills, but kind of basic stand-up game. I mean, he's an athletic guy. He doesn't have a ton of knockout power. On the ground is where he shines. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Miles Jury, very good on the ground, very good striking. He's a very smooth kickboxer in the way he mixes it up with his knees and his kicks. I mean, he's high level and he's pretty patient as well. And he controls range well, too, especially being the taller guy in this matchup. Might not have the reach advantage, but I do think that Miles Jury probably has the longer arms. It's just that Sydney Outlaw is the more naturally broad guy. I feel like he'll defend the takedowns, at least for the most part, maybe put down a couple times, but I think he'll find a way back up. I think he's going to control the distance. He's going to mix it up with the combination punching, the kicks to the body, knees. I think that he wins this fight by a competitive, hard-fought decision. I'm riding Miles Jury to beat Sydney Outlaw. As far as the odds for the matchup here, Miles Jury is a plus 125, plus 120 favorite. How interesting is that? If it was Jury to win the fight by a decision, plus 163. Oh, you can find that plus 240 if you're lucky. That's a good play, plus 240. Fight goes the distance is sitting at like minus 225, minus 220. I like Jury straight at plus 125. Don't even worry about that goes the distance or not in case he ends up getting the knockout. But if you wanted to play Jury to win inside the distance, or excuse me, Jury to win by a decision, not inside the distance, make sure it's at least plus 200 or more. If not, I don't think it's valuable. So plus 240 is a good price tag for it, for Jury to win by a decision. I think he beats Sydney Outlaw, one of the dogs on this card. Definitely some dogs that I think are going to come through here. Next one, Daniel Weichel, Keone Diggs. I've taken heat for picking Diggs on some side, but I still see the value in him. I think stylistically it's a good matchup for him. He made weight. He didn't look bad on the scales. Daniel Weichel's an experienced guy. The thing that gives me confidence in Diggs, he's also a southpaw. Southpaws just inherently tricky guys to deal with, especially when they train with Benson Henderson. Nasty low kicks, good technical striking. Good top control, and the submission game is very good. Weichel, though, solid Thai boxing. He's good with the hands. He's good inside. He's fought the best of the best. I think Diggs can make a run towards the top of the weight class. It's now or never. So for me, I am going to ride with Keone Diggs to win this fight, and I do think he wins by a decision here in this matchup. I think that he's going to beat Daniel Weichel. Am I going to do Cage Warriors predictions? Dude, I don't know about that, man. There's so many things to cover. I'll have to see if I get some time, maybe, but I'm not going to do the full card because I want to, study the event before I give you guys the predictions. If I was to do it, it would just be the main fights, and maybe I'd throw like a miscellaneous prediction video together or something like that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Liz Carmouche versus Kana Watanabe. On the side of Liz Carmouche, she's a difficult girl to deal with for anybody that she fights. On the side of Kana Watanabe, you have a girl that honestly is pretty good with her judo, does have some decent striking skills, but a lot of technical mistakes, and she's not a young girl. She is 32, so it's really her prime now. She's unbeaten, but she's never really fought anybody near the level of Liz Carmouche. This is a real jump in competition. Pound for pound, Liz Carmouche, one of the strongest females in MMA. Liz Carmouche wins here. I think she wins this fight by a grinding and maybe even boring decision. Liz Carmouche just never been an entertaining fighter. The last entertaining fight that I can think of was probably her versus Ronda Rousey. I'm going to ride Liz Carmouche. She's going to beat kind of Watanabe. If you're looking for the bets to play on this fight, Liz Carmouche minus 225, Kana Watanabe plus 180. I like Liz Carmouche, and I do like her to win by a decision. So Carmouche by a decision is about plus 105. I like minus 110, not really, but if you can get the plus money at it, I think it might be worth a play potentially. Fight goes the distance, minus 250. I'll ride Liz Carmouche. She wins this fight, and I think she does do it by a decision here. But let's keep on moving up. Main event, so smash that like button, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the weigh-in show here. Exciting fights on this card. Pumped for the matchups. You want to hear my pick on the main card of Cage Warriors, man? I know, honestly, I don't even know who's on the card. I didn't even look at Cage Warriors this week. I'll check it out after this, and I'll see what I can do. If anything, maybe I'll throw it an Instagram exclusive pick or something like that. I'll see what's going on. I'm not picking Watanabe, though. She's not going to beat... I don't see her beating a girl with the difficult game of Liz Carmouche. I mean, Carmouche is the only girl that goes the distance with, Valentina Shevchenko and gives her a tough test. I like Liz, man. I like Liz for sure. But main event, Valentin Moldavsky, Tim Johnson. You look at them on the scales, both guys looked good. Incredible shape for both men. I am really excited to see how this fight plays out. I think that Tim Johnson is going to be in for a real test, striking-wise and grappling-wise, even though he has the weight advantage by a fair amount. You look at Valentin Moldavsky, physically very strong, explosive hips, and he's nasty with the striking too. He's not a big heavyweight, but I don't think he needs to be. His style works extremely well for him. I think he wins this fight by a TKO. And I think it's in the third or fourth round. I think he eventually puts it on Tim Johnson. Tim is not easy to deal with for, 3-round fights. But in a 5-round fight, it's going to be different. I think Moldavsky has the better gas tank. I think he's going to get the win here. I think TKO, round number 3, could also see it in round 4. The late stoppage, he is going to get the win over Tim Johnson and become the interim champion. And he's realistically Ryan Bader's worst nightmare as far as matchups go in the heavyweight division, because I really feel like I feel like Ryan Bader, his benefit at heavyweight is the speed advantage. He's not really going to have that against Valentin Moldavsky. So I see him losing to Valentin Moldavsky if they do face off. Moldavsky inside the distance, like plus 200 if you can get lucky. The over 2.5, they don't even have. Fight starts round 3. Wow, the bets are not good on that at all. They're making it hard here. They're not giving you the over 2.5, over 3.5. I like Moldavsky, and I think he wins inside the distance. I think TKO plus 300 for that TKO prop. The inside the distance prop, not terrible either at plus 200. I would lean you towards that in case somehow he puts on a submission if you are going to bet it. The straight bet is not bad if you're parlaying up Valentin Moldavsky either. Overall, pretty exciting Bellator card. We'll be live for it. I asked around, and it seems like the consensus is everybody wants to see Bellator, and nobody's that crazy about PFL at this point, so totally makes sense. Yeah, Cage Warriors 3 times, dude. There's so many fights. Yeah, he's not gonna beat Moldavsky. No way. I'll try to check out Cage Warriors a bit, man. It's just, dude, I try. If I was home this whole week, but you guys know, if you guys follow the channel, I was traveling on Tuesday, so obviously the predictions were a bit late. If I was home all week, I would have thrown the Cage Warriors out there. Definitely some good money to make for sure. I'm pumped for the cards, man. I'm excited. I think we're looking at some good action, and I'm ready to see what everybody brings to the table here for Bellator. I'm going to say, like, this is a decent enough Bellator card, not the greatest one. Definitely some value plays. If you're looking to parlay some things up, we will bring up some parlays here. Tim Johnson, Valentin Moldavsky. I feel like you got to put Valentin potentially, Christian Edwards maybe. And if I want to throw somebody else, I hate women's MMA bets, but I think Liz Carmouche wins. These 3, I think, should be good to go favorites that I do really think come through. And then obviously, like, if you play, like, if you find an opportunity to parlay up anything with, like, these type of things, like Hokit wins inside the distance, He's going to win inside the distance, plus 608. That would bring you to huge numbers. If you can find a way, if your bookie allows you to parlay up some inside the distance plays, I think there's a lot of value on some of them. John Teixeira versus John DeJesus. If Teixeira pulled off a submission, that would be excellent, but I do think more so a decision. Not really feeling a play on him, though, to be 100% real. Miles Fury Jury, a dog, if you brought him in for plus 536, but you're getting in the risky territory the more you play with these dogs over here. Excuse me, the more you play with the parlays, with like multiple fight parlays. There's definitely a few. Like if you're looking for the smart money parlays, 2 of them are going to be pretty good. And I feel like that's the smart way to go. 2 fighter parlay, maybe 3 if you want to put a little risk. So maybe you put Maldovsky, and you're feeling, maybe bringing on Liz Carmouche, the tough female. And if you want to add in some more, I mean, I do think like these fighters are locks, but it's just not giving you a ton of value with them being, such strong favorites. And obviously, as I said, if you can parlay up like a hot kick inside the distance play, I think that's a money play because I think that's what's going to happen. I'm honestly really pumped to see what we get out of Christian Edwards. Out of all the guys on the card, I might be most excited to see his performance because he has a serious opportunity, man. And I am excited to see what he brings to the table at this high level. Hey, shout out to you in the Dominican, bro. I appreciate you tuning in, my guy. Smash that like button if you guys haven't yet. Doing the full weigh-in show. We just went through the whole card prediction-wise. We looked at the weigh-ins to start it off. This is essentially the weigh-in recap, just doing it live. Best bets to play. I like the inside the distance hot kick. I think that's the best one of the night. Dog of the night. I'm going to have to lean you towards Miles Jury because of experience, but Bobby Lee because of value. So those are like the 2 dog plays potentially. And Tim Johnson, minus 300. I like him. Christian Edwards, strong favorite. Not super widespread odds, though. I think he should win the fight as well. And if you did add Christian in, you'd be getting plus 307 for this 5-fight parlay, which I think can cash with some favorites here. It's going to be riskier if you put Miles Jury on, but you'd get some amazing value if you ended up wanting to go crazy like that. But lean you against it. See what you can do for the bets. Play it smart. Don't go too crazy. Hit me up in the comments with any questions. You guys know I try to get to pretty much every comment. I'm probably going to be looking through the comments for like the next hour for all the recent videos because I hadn't been answering as good as I normally do, but I will be getting to it. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in to the weigh-in show, the first ever weigh-in show. I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to everybody that tunes into the show. Shout out to everybody watching live. Shout out to everybody watching on replay as well. Thank you all so much for being here. And that's pretty much it for this live stream. I will be back sometime later on today because I got to be covering the great PFL weigh-ins. I think, do you guys want to, let me know right now in the live chat. Let me know. Do you want me to go live for the PFL weigh-ins? Because if you guys tell me, hey, I want live PFL weigh-ins, I'll do it. If you guys like this show, you have to let me know. Because for me to keep these series going, I kind of need to know what you guys like. Because I feel like, if I do this, then am I missing the weigh-in recap crowd? So if you want me to go live for the weigh-ins for PFL tonight, let me know. We'll go live for the ceremonial weigh-ins. I appreciate all you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, live chat, you want to ask me like personal questions, DM me. You guys know I tend to answer the DMs decently enough. So you guys want me to go live. All right, we'll go live for the PFL weigh-ins. And I do want to ask this next question. Do you guys prefer the live over the weigh-in recap how I normally do it? Like, if you guys prefer me just doing this as the live video and this becomes the new weigh-in recap and I call it the weigh-in show, I'll do it. I'll do it from now on. I'll definitely do it. I'll switch it up because I've always wanted to do lives during the weigh-ins, but I just, as we're going through it, sometimes, I don't know if it's the move. But if you guys want it, we'll do it. We'll watch everything live, and then we'll break down the full card. Obviously, you guys get my quick takes as the fighters weigh in, but I'll do, the more deep-dived predictions and betting tips afterwards. But yeah, all right, we'll do it. This is a new series. You guys sold me on it. We'll be doing the lives starting today. We started it for this, the first ever weigh-in show, and then we're also going to do the PFL, and then tomorrow I'll actually try to do the UFC. You can just watch the live back if you want. Yeah, absolutely. You can watch the live. It's live reaction, and it's the weigh-in show, man. Yeah, you're right, man. The lives do bring in a lot of people, man. I love doing the lives. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing PFL. I got to check when the weigh-ins are for that. The same type of thing. I may switch around the thumbnail a bit and just have the fighters facing off just to add some excitement and maybe some people tune in. But I'm liking the black and white look to add a little mystique to it, and it really makes the colors pop. That way, all right, you know what? We'll do it live. You guys sold me on the lives, and I do it for you guys at the end of the day. So all your opinions are super valid to me, and I always like getting them. So I do appreciate you guys. But yeah, before we send off, my best bet, the one you have to play, Isaiah Hokit inside the distance. Go out and bet it now as I sign off, because I don't think that value is going to be there by this time tomorrow or even in the next 6 hours, because I think a lot of people are going to bet that down because Samuels is totally mismatched here. It's totally mismatched. Can you just do a main event for Cage Warriors? Stay tuned. Maybe I will end up just doing it on a live stream. So if you're here for the lives, you'll get it. Let me just do a little research on that main event for Cage Warriors. Or maybe I'll throw like a quick video, the Cage Warriors main events, something like that. We'll make it happen, man. Yeah, man, the weigh-in lives, this was one of them. We're definitely live for the fights. We start back tomorrow. I'm pumped on that. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Smash that like button. I need at least 50 likes on this. I think we can blow past that. Thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you all in the next live stream, next couple of hours. So we'll see you guys then. Yeah, I know. PFL and Bellator is on the same night, so we're going to be doing Bellator with PFL live updates. Thank you guys for being here. See you guys soon. Have a good day, guys.